It is the Greek Podcast. We're live again. Braman Motor Cars, Jupiter and West Palm Beach. That's who drives this train every week. Remember, your next new car should be there for a great experience. We're at New York Prime. I am the Greek. We got filling in today, my boy Chris. So much going on. I got a little prop today for Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
We know there's so many fans out there for Tiger Woods, except my mom. My mom's not a fan. She's like, he cheated on his wife. Why does everybody root for him?
What?
That's my mom. That's what she says. That's what moms do. She said, oh, he's just like your dad.
If you didn't tear up a little bit when he was hugging his kid right afterwards.
Yeah, I know people did. And again, people, everybody looks at different social media, blew it up. They talked about a lot of different things. There's some haters out there always about all the problems he had. Obviously, personal, his wife, DUI last year. Sir, he's come back.
Physically, the dude couldn't walk.
I know that. It's hard to imagine that he couldn't walk.
Yeah, it was surviving on painkillers and then win the Masters after, 14 years, was it?
Yeah, unbelievable. Also, it's been the same amount. Last time Tiger won the tournament, a little bit of trivia, I wish I knew this last week, LeBron James didn't make the playoffs. Guess what? LeBron's home, the Lakers are home, and Tiger won again.
His first, I read something awesome, his first Masters win was Tom Brady was backup quarterback at Michigan at the time. George Bush was governor of Texas. That's how long ago his first one.
2005.
Oh
really?
God. Yeah.
Brady wasn't playing then?
the very first Masters win. Yeah.
Really? Oh, I can't believe it. Oh, his first national win.
Very first. Yeah, not the last one.
Yeah. He's come full circle. I'm sure CBS did great with ratings. People were rooting for him. We talked about it. There was a guy in Las Vegas. We talked about it on Real Radio. I talked about 940 Wins, who went up to a window last week at the Westgate, put $85,000. Oh my God. Tiger was 14-1, won $1.2 million.
Oh my God.
That's a nice score.
That's amazing.
I mean, you get that. Woo! Talk about water and lemon. Woo! That's huge. Now, you were at Prime Cigar yesterday, and people were watching it, going crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, the people were, and the NBA playoffs were on. It was the first time I've seen in a while where the playoffs took a back seat. If you wanted to watch the playoffs, you had to go to another TV.
That's right. They were sequestered in the back room. It was Tiger Central over at Prime Cigar.
Now, are you surprised about his fame? I mean, as far as, not fame, but as much as people root for him?
Yeah, one of my best friends, Marion, he's a huge golfer himself.
Yeah.
And he was his absolute hero, so I would always be like in my ear about Tiger facts and everything.
Yeah.
So I grew up around and a ton of Tiger fans.
Crazy.
We love a winner in this country, but we love somebody who goes down, but it comes back up impossibly. So
I think with him, like everything else, I mean, he had some bad personal problems. Everybody talks about it. He was, I mean, a guy in front of his girlfriend or wife's like, oh my God, how could Tiger do that? Behind the scenes, like, oh my God. Tiger just wasn't playing 18 holes a day. I mean, he was working out. He was doing what he had to do.
Going out a lot of IHOPs.
Yeah, he was going a lot of IHOPs. He did a lot for their program, I gotta tell you.
The sponsors must be happy.
Yeah. I thought the big thing when he got that DUI was that when they pulled him over, he didn't have Under Armour on. Because imagine if he had Under Armour on, that would have been brutal. Nike, Tiger. Again, not thinking he's getting pulled over driving, but he had Nike stuff on, which is always good. We're at New York Prime. This is your perfect spot. This week, you got Easter. Make your plans now. Come here. The bunny will be hopping. Also, another big celebration. Monroe's of Palm Beach. They got an Easter egg hunt Saturday night. Wouldn't you want to be there? Now, as far as dating goes on social media, it's a big thing. Your friends, you, not so much you, people you know, what have been their experiences? Because my friends, it's like I'll be having dinner with somebody, and they're like, oh my God, I just got swiped. I'm like, what are you doing? I got to go. It's like, I've never seen so many people go on so many dates in a short period of time.
Yeah. Well, I was in Los Angeles when it was first emerging, and I remember it was just the newest, hottest thing. It wasn't just the eHarmony stuff anymore. Yeah. Now it came to the phone. You could be most of the time in the bathroom or any break in a lull in the conversation, and you're swiping left and right. And, it takes away from the conversation, but like you said, the numbers. So you can meet so many people in a short amount of time.
Crazy.
I had a buddy who wouldn't even sit down to full dates.
Yeah.
He's like, well, this isn't worth it. Like, like while he's on one date.
Yeah, that's right.
So he's multitasking.
I think people also would tend to bag it more now than before, because when you went out old school, you met somebody, somebody you knew at work, a friend, somebody you saw at a restaurant, a bar. So maybe if you did. Now you're thinking, well, I could be missing an opportunity. Friends I know, guys and girls who are in the scene, obviously. I'm not single, obviously. If I was, I don't still know if I would do that, because I'm a very private guy. I'm off the grid 99% of the time. So I don't know. And that opens you up to so many different things.
If you find out, if you start dating someone, for instance, and then you see that or your friend says, you know who I ran across? So-and-so's girlfriend.
Yeah.
On that. Now you're opening yourself up to
Sure.
so much angst.
And then it could be like a restaurant. You get reviews, good and bad. People come back
Yelp
and they
review?
say,
Oh, he's 5 stars.
Yeah, 5
The Greek is
stars.
5 stars across the board.
Yeah, 5 stars. Sure I am.
I wouldn't give him 1 if I could. The one's the lowest.
You always want to leave on a high note, and I also think you always want to be the victim. You always want to be like, that didn't work out, better guys for her, or whatever. But the dating, as far as that, even when people out, social media has taken so much over.
Yeah.
I've said this, like somebody's at a restaurant or someplace, and they forget their phone, they come back in like, oh my God, I left my phone.
And
but if their kid's in the car, they're fine.
Exactly, yeah.
They're like, oh my God, my phone.
Did anyone see it?
Anybody there?
Yeah.
Now, are you one, if you purchase something, will you go online and like check the reviews and stuff like that?
I always pre-purchase, and I'll go through myself Amazon.
Yeah.
I will look at every single review.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, do you ever think about the scam where they say it could be duped, where it's workers from Amazon?
That's not only the workers, but their bots now you have to worry about.
Yeah.
And there's sites that check that. There's Amazon review fact checkers that say this is a suspicious review because they've got a lot of repeat words or someone gave it too many fives. Yeah. So. It's a crazy time we live in, and I'll use that as well. I use as much information as I can to compare like 2 brands before just 2 in the morning pulling the trigger on something and just rolling the dice.
Now, you a big guy buy on Amazon online?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, workout headphones to shoes. Everything, but I like the peer review system, and
And you've had no problems with it, comments, stuff like that, the merchandise.
I have no problems with it. I get kind of annoyed when the independent retailers will hit you up, because they got your email now.
Yeah, that's your exposure.
Hey, did you check out this thing? How can you review this product for us? Can you jump on this? Because it's a big part of the business. I get it, but I just don't like being inundated with emails left and right.
So you don't want to get hit?
No, I don't want to get hit.
So the dating thing, you're like, but you've heard people do it. I don't think it's going to stop.
I used to do the online dating thing. It's definitely not going to stop. It's too easy. It's too mindless. If you're bored watching a TV show, you're
just going to say, let me see who's on my site.
But I prefer, like you said, meeting someone organically or a friend. Getting that, like an Amazon review. It's like you got
to figure it out.
You got to meet this girl.
Yeah, I think for your friends, they know you a little if they're trying to help. And I think you also got to put the word out there to your friends, like, hey, I'm meeting. I think for people who get divorced later in life, they're like, hey, it's a new gig for me.
Yeah.
So what do I do? And I think online dating at any age, you're going to be 40, 50, 60, people do it.
Yeah.
I mean, they're out there, they're doing what they got to do. They got their criteria, certain age, certain demographic, kids.
Exactly. Everyone's got their own now.
Yeah, everybody's got their own niche.
There's Grindr. There's Tinder.
Yeah. And any couple, I've said this, that you meet, there's one couple I have dinner with once in a while, and they met on Tinder. And every time they'll sit down and they'll say, no, we weren't looking for a hookup.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're looking for a hookup. I'm looking for you to pay half the stamp. Besides that, I don't care. Do whatever you want. If you wanted to do it, too. But our definitely, we talked about Tiger yesterday. Obviously, social media blew up. Here's our prop of the day, Tiger. Good job. Everybody talks about it. What ends up happening? Everybody has an opinion. I tweeted my one tweet. I get paid to tweet. Tiger still has his teeth. Of course, that was my big tweet. Yeah. Steph Curry put out a tweet yesterday. Greatest comeback ever. It's the thing with social media, you don't realize. Then he got slammed by everybody because they were like, greatest comeback ever is when Cleveland was down to you 3-1 and you guys lost. So here he is trying to give a compliment and he gets backdoored and he gets smacked.
Booger had Booger McFarland had a really freezing cold take. I think a couple of years ago he put like, Tiger's done, never going to win again. And of course he goes, to all the haters out there that ever said Tiger could never make it back. And it's like, we got the internet, man.
That's right.
It exists
People,
forever.
Did the people pop that back up? Oh, yeah. People love to do that. If you put something up, don't put it back up.
I was a tweet for it.
They try to do it with politics. They do it in sports. They do it in news. A guy said a certain thing, and now he's in a different phase.
Of course.
He's doing something different. Yeah, that's why you got the gotcha. You didn't have that years ago.
No,
you didn't have to worry about that.
And it's okay for your opinions to change, but also don't. Just remember that it's still up there.
I think also what you should do is be the one who brings it up and say, hey, I was a believer of, I didn't think Tiger was going to win a Masters again. I said it for years.
Own it.
Now he won. That's right, own it. I'm glad he won. Hats off to him, and go on. Because there are people all day just sit online and go, okay, he said this there, and they're going to show it. And then when it pops up and you don't address it, then you have no return. It's like picking a game. I pick games all the time. Do I get them all the time right? No, I do not. Do I get them all the time wrong? No, I do not. And professional handicapper, 65%. You win 50, and that's where it is.
Yeah.
But if you say you did it, my thing is if I'm telling you to bet the game, I'm betting it too, and I'm losing it. NBA playoffs, there was a big streak. There was 8 unders in a row. So, man, if you were on that, you were winning. Again, the Warriors look like they're going to win and see what happens against them in Milwaukee. They were on 60 Minutes last night. Nice little interview. They found out Steph Curry is the reason why he's the one that's always late for the team bus.
Really?
Yeah.
What did they say?
He just said he's always late. They go, who do you always wait for? And they all pointed to him. He raised his hand, though. He owned it. He goes, hey, it's me. I'm the one that makes everybody always wait.
Keep doing it, Steph.
Oh, yeah. Florida Marlins, 3-12. Not a good start. They got the Cubs in town. This is the Greek. My boy Chris stepping in today for us. This is the Greek podcast. We're live at New York Prime. Again, Easter. This is Easter week. You got Passover. Make your plans to come here. Be a great time. Enjoy yourself. We're always sponsored by Brayman Motor Cars, Jupiter and West Palm Beach. Check out the commercial during our break. And we'll come back. We'll talk about some more nonsense because we're good at that. Peace.
Brayman cares by supporting our community, gifting 2 BMWs to the Teacher and Employee of the Year once again. Yes, Brayman cares.
Enjoy exceptional BMW offers during our Spring is in Full Swing sales event at Brayman BMW, West Palm Beach and Jupiter. BraymanBMW.com.
Brayman cares in supporting our community and donating 2,800 meals this month to Feeding South Florida. Yes, Brayman cares.
Enjoy exceptional offers of up to $3,000 during our Spring is in Full Swing sales event. BraymanMini.com, West Palm Beach.
It is the Greek. It is the Greek podcast. We're back. Thanks for watching this nonsense. Many podcasts. This is the worst one. It's like when I had girls in a bedroom. I said, think of your worst experience, then think of me. So if you watch podcasts, this is the worst one. It's only going to go up from here. My boy Chris is in the house. I'm the Greek. You hear me every day with Johnny C and Franny and Jimmy. They make it look easy for me. I don't really do much. They are the stars. Don't ever forget that. Brayman Motor Cars are stars of this. They are our sponsors, Jupiter and West Palm. Your next new car experience, go to Brayman. There's nothing better. It's up there as a brand new car. You get excited. You're always jacked up. You get a new car. I know I have been every time and been very fortunate. All right, Chris is here. He's aficionado on 2 things that I know absolutely nothing of. And the only reason I'm asking about Game of Thrones is because now my friends are betting on it.
Oh.
So who was the first one who spoke last night? And did anybody get whacked? Like it's The Sopranos.
Thought there were definitely some, without spoiling way too much, there were definitely a couple people that went down last night. They got off.
Don't worry about spoiling. If you didn't watch it, that's your fault. Go ahead, tell me.
Little Lord Umber, who we haven't seen since the beginnings of a couple seasons ago, he went down. Is that what we
Now, did you watch the show from the beginning?
Oh yeah, every single weekend.
But for the first show.
Oh, very first show, we had wine set up. We had all the people come over to my house in
So
LA.
why were you into this?
It was fantasy. The scope is gigantic. I mean, there's so many stories and interweaving. I love fantasy stuff. I'm a Star Wars nerd. I read like the fantasy books and everything.
Now, we talking bedroom or outside?
No, outside bedroom.
Alex, our camera guy, I love that.
No, he's cracking up over there. But no, I don't have like the chainmail and swords.
Oh, yeah, you don't have that. You don't take any of those props?
No.
Now, they said like millions of people watched it last night.
Oh, yeah.
All over the world.
They're all like feature length now, so everyone's been catching up.
So what does feature length mean for people who don't know?
Oh, feature.
And me.
Yeah, well, feature length, and some of the episodes are going to run almost 2 hours. It's going to be an hour and a half for them, so they're feature length. But the production value of them beforehand, you'd watch stuff on what used to be like the BBC, and the production value was just like it looked kind of cheap.
Yeah,
it took something. There's a lot of good fantasy stuff in the '80s that I was obsessed with. Then we got into the Lord of the Rings, really took it to the top, and now people are really ready for it. I think it's now cool to like that. Plus, you got sex, you've got murder.
Now, doesn't this chick sleep with her brothers?
She does, but as a lot of the
those are the things I pick up on right here.
all my girlfriends that are fans go like, yeah, if my brother looked like that, I think about it too.
Really? That's awesome. You must date some freaks. That's awesome. They must be big in West Virginia. That's awesome. You got it there. Great.
Cool.
Now, Game of Thrones obviously is huge. They said they filmed in like 13 countries.
Yeah, they're all over.
I heard Hialeah. They had one.
They get it for cheap. But the production value there, they're shooting on location. It's not like green screen like the.
Oh yeah, it's all real.
Yeah, so you feel that come off the screen.
So there's only 5 left.
There's 5 left. Yeah, there's 5 left.
Look how excited he gets. There's 5 left.
I know. Yeah. But
so what made him say this is the last year?
I think that this is the natural ending point for it. I think they always had this in mind, which is great when you're not like Lost, for instance. Lost was like
my whole life. They took that from me. My life story.
One of my favorite shows, and they didn't know exactly where it was going. Every single season was like, "What are we gonna do now?" As the creators thought. Whereas this had like a set ending point. George R. R. Martin's coming out with his last book, so we've already surpassed that.
Okay.
Which is kind of cool actually, because he can choose to end the books completely different than the television show. So he can give something that's been unprecedented.
So you've been on how many years has Game of Thrones been on?
I think it's 10 years. Man, which is ridiculous.
Really?
Yeah.
10 straight years?
No, not straight. No, we waited a long time since the journey began. But we waited 2 years.
Since the journey began. I love people like that.
You got to talk
about
a
journey.
We're going on. It's like
I got to get involved. I got to see because you'd be my spoiler because I got now prop bets in Vegas that you can bet, and that's how big it's got.
If you want some betting tips right now, I'm going to tell you right now. I think that Jamie, the 2 siblings that are
banging the chick,
banging, I bet he ends up killing her.
Now, what about the girl who had like a little bit, and I could be mistaken, wasn't there one girl who had like an aneurysm in her head?
An aneurysm.
One of her stars, and now she's back on the Game of Thrones.
I hadn't heard that, but like if
you better get up on your stuff.
I know.
You got to be aficionado.
I like to preserve the fantasy. I don't like to know about them too much, their personal lives.
And then you got that small guy in there, right?
That's right, Peter Dinklage. He's from my hometown in New Jersey. He went to Del Barton in Mendham.
Really?
Yeah, I went to a school right down the street.
Yeah, so you're a big fan of Game of Thrones. Now you also said Star Wars, something else you're big in.
Oh my God! Well, this weekend was huge for that because they just released the last movie trailer, the teaser. They have this big thing that Disney does called Celebration, and all the Star Wars.
The Greek podcast, and we're getting it all today. Game of Thrones, Star Wars, Tiger.
You got to check out that teaser, man. If you like Star Wars, have you ever seen a Star Wars?
Nah, I'm not a big fan. I've just, I've been the same my whole life. Girls, money, that's it. Sports.
Well, Star Wars makes a lot of money. It's probably going to make the most of all these. This movie will be the highest grossing film. Something to
How about? So were you happy with the trailer?
I think it was incredible. Yeah. No, the way where they're taking the story looks awesome.
Now, how about their fans? Were they happy or no?
You're never going to please all the Star Wars fans. It's one of the most biggest.
Sounds like my boss.
Biggest haters of all fan groups, but and they're really obsessed with it because they started out. In the 70s, and they think that things should have gone a different way.
A different pattern.
Yeah, and there was such a big gap in between the original trilogy, then the prequels, such a big gap between the prequels and the sequel trilogy. So people had plenty of time to come up with their own ideas.
Yeah, what they thought should happen.
If you don't want it to match, if it doesn't match up, then people get upset and they get like pretty toxic. So I think it's going to be awesome. I think that people are really excited for it. I think they're trying. The last movie got destroyed by fans and some critics. I thought it was pretty good.
How did it do?
It made $1 billion. I mean, the thing did great. They're going to keep making them into perpetuity, man. They're going to come out with.
Now you're into Star Wars. You're into Game of Thrones. Are you into the Marvel movies?
I love the Marvel movies.
Of course he does.
Of course.
It's a great podcast. Of course he does. This is the club Tiger used yesterday. No, it's not. This is the club I got from New York Prime.
That ball's going for $500,000. A $3 golf ball is going to go for $500,000. They say.
Oh, really? The last one?
Yeah. The one.
Well, who's got it?
I don't know right now. Probably
I wish I had it.
Christie's, yeah.
I wish I had a roll of quarters. So you're into Marvel? You like the movie?
Yeah, so that comes out. I already got my advance tickets for.
Oh my God, you're a real geek!
I'm a huge geek, man.
Oh my God!
I know it doesn't come across over at the cigar bar, but I'm definitely a big nerd.
Oh wow, that's interesting. So we got you're a Marvel fan.
Yep. Last one coming up.
Game of Thrones. They always say last one, just like the concerts. This is it, and then they keep going.
Yeah. Then the reunion tour. But that's the Endgame is the last one of this current phase of Marvel movies. So they're gonna do this, and they're gonna make a whole new thing. But it's the last time you're gonna get to see like Robert Downey Jr., who's amazing.
Yeah.
And Chris Evans is Captain America, and all this like this original like team up. So they'll be changing things up. But they got Brie Larson now, who's amazing. Is Captain Marvel.
Oh wow! He's got a role, this kid.
Yeah.
Now we haven't met originally. We go back a little bit with the acting, again, the cigars. So people walk into a cigar bar, and you've been doing it for a while, and you like it. You're good at it. Good personality, you can see. And it's entry level because a lot of guys get intimidated just walking into Humidor. They're like, oh God, Humidor, what do I do? and you're very good with people, but what's a good entry-level cigar? And what are some of the big cigars you think, like price-wise, price point?
Fantastic, excellent point. And people walk up to the humidor and they'll wait outside of it, like they're supposed to be. Like I have to be there to
open the door.
Let them in.
Well, they're
like
intimidated.
Of course, it's like
and plus, guys, everybody's got an ego. Yeah. Guys don't want to make like they don't know something.
Oh, of course, yeah.
You know what I mean? I smoke a cheap cigar, Monte Cristo, not cheap, just inexpensive.
And that's one of the. It's funny you bring that up. That's one of the best ones. Greek smokes the Monte Cristo White Series, which is one of the best cigars for whether you're a beginner smoker, whether you've been smoking cigars forever. It's got a great taste, robustness to it, excellent construction. It's consistent. You get it because every single time you know what to expect, and it's going to be a great flavor.
I'm not a big cigar smoker too. I never smoked my whole life. I started smoking cigars down here when I came down here. I like hanging out with them. Watching outside football and sports. Yeah. I never did that as much up in north. Obviously, it was cold,
freezing.
Yeah, so you're not gonna be outside like
you're getting ash all over.
Yeah, I did it a couple times up here. It was bizarre. Yeah. I almost fell into. I did fall in my pool one night with a cigar watching a game. Like I lost balance. I had my. It was crazy. It was another night I was at my house and I had my umbrella and my umbrella flew over. Knocked me into the pool. I told the story, and the umbrella was put me under. I thought I was going to drown.
God, yeah.
What do I going to die? It'd be awesome. Like you go end up and like umbrella kills Greek. It was crazy. And I remember I had a cigar, and my cigar went flying. It was bizarre. It was just unbelievable. But no, what are some of the expensive high-end cigars?
Davidoff is an ultra-premium brand. That in Padron. Davidoff has got a cigar called the Oro Blanco, which we got over at Prime. It's $500 a stick.
Oh! Now the Patrons are a lot, right?
They're a lot of money too.
What are like $40-$50?
Some of them go up that high. Typically, it'll go from $12 to $25. My favorite one of them, the Little Hammer.
The Little Hammer.
Number 50, Little Hammer.
Oh, so that's the same tattoo he has.
You have to guess where though.
Now there's a Patron. It was funny because I was at the dinner with a good friend of mine. Yeah. And one other guy came over and he was buying us cigars. We were at Prime. We weren't there. We got a couple of drinks. Mm-hmm. And the guy's a big player. I mean, he's loaded. I mean, he does well. So we got a couple of, what is it called, Patron?
Patrons.
So we gave it to my buddy, and my buddy loved it. He's like, oh my God, I've never, but he wasn't a smoker, but he was like, Patron. So then he goes back in 3 nights later, he gets it, they were like $45. Yeah. He had no clue. He's buying $45 cigars, he got like 3. He's like, what, I break a wood? Yeah. Yeah, but again, it's like everything else. You want a $200 hooker, $2,000 hooker. There's a big difference.
Big time.
But so, I mean, it's really what you want. And you enjoy doing it.
I love doing it, and there's so many new, just like craft beers, there's so many new players in the game. There's a company called Roma Craft. There's we've got the old standbys like Romeo Julieta. The Monte Cristos. Like
My Father's cigars.
My Father's are awesome.
Yeah, they won a cigar of the year a couple of years ago.
The Opalencia, actually, this one last year, Cigar Aficionado ranked at number 2 in the world.
That's
Opalencia.
Huge. I mean, you get rated like that. I mean, that's awesome. Mm-hmm. Now, Prime Cigar is awesome. Brickell and here, love going there. I tell you guys all the time. It's a network. You end up doing it and hanging out with friends. It's a great podcast. We always appreciate you watching it, listening. There's a lot of nonsense. You get us every day in the penthouse with me and Johnny C. and Francis. Wake up with Rover. You got the Love Doctors in the afternoon. Florida Gators play their spring game. Don't forget, we are the home of the Gators. Our podcast is always sponsored by Brayman Motor Cars, Jupiter and West Palm Beach. Your next experience of buying a new car should be at only one place, Brayman. They'll make you feel like a winner. Everybody wants to be a winner. And this is another place, New York Prime. All these places get involved. They make the Greek podcast happen. It's New York Prime. It is Easter week, Passover. Have a great holiday. Enjoy. Remember, if it's not for me, it doesn't matter. Chris, appreciate your time.
Thank you, brother.
This guy says he's going to, a week with the Greek, he says he's going to make it happen. And he's got the confidence.
You got to do it.
You got to thank Alex all the time. Does a great job behind the scenes. See you guys next week. God bless. Peace.
We have over 100 Porsches out of the sun and rain in our 6-story parking garage.
So it's easy to find your dream car at Porsche West Palm Beach.
Porsche West Palm Beach, the #1 Porsche certified pre-owned center with the largest selection in Florida. Visit BraymanPorsche.com.
It's easy to find your dream car at Porsche West Palm Beach.
We have over 100 Porsches out of the sun and rain in our 6-story parking garage.
Porsche West Palm Beach, the #1 Porsche certified pre-owned center with the largest selection in Florida. Visit BraymanPorsche.com.